Hey, Tom. I have a job interview coming up, and since you work in HR at your company, I thought you'd be the perfect person to ask for some tips. I'm feeling a bit nervous, to be honest.
No worries, Mike. Interviews can be nerve-wracking, but with the right prep, you'll feel much more confident. First things first, have you researched the company?
I've checked out their website a bit, but is there anything specific I should focus on?
Definitely. Start by looking into their core values, recent projects, and any news about them. Employers like to see that you're genuinely interested and understand their mission. And while you're at it, review the job description thoroughly to know what skills they're after. And if possible, try to find out who will be interviewing you. It can be helpful to know their roles and backgrounds.
I hadn't thought of that. I'll check if they sent any details about the interviewers.
Good idea. It can give you a bit of an edge. Also, if the company has a specific dress code or culture, aim to match it. Dress professionally, but in a way that shows you'd fit in with the team.
Good point. I'll dig deeper into that. What about preparing for the actual questions? Any tips on that?
Yes, for sure. A classic approach is the STAR method for answering behavioral questions. STAR stands for situation, task, action, and result. For example, if they ask about a time you handled a difficult situation, explain the context, situation, your role, task, what you did, action, and the impact or result. This keeps your answers structured and concise.
Got it. So, is it helpful to rehearse my answers beforehand?
Absolutely. Practice with a friend or even in front of a mirror. But keep it natural. Don't try to memorize word for word. You want to come across as prepared but not robotic.
That makes sense. Any advice on handling those questions about weaknesses? I always stumble on that.
Good question. For that, it's perfectly fine to point out a real weakness. Just make sure you're also including what you're actively doing to improve it. Employers appreciate honesty and self-awareness, and they want to see that you're committed to growth.
I see. And it sounds more positive that way. And what about the day of the interview? Any do's and don'ts?
Arrive ahead of time, but not too early. Around 10 to 15 minutes before your interview time is ideal. Dress appropriately, and bring along copies of your CV and any documents they've asked for. And remember, first impressions matter, so a firm handshake and engaging with your gaze go a long way.
Noted. Is there anything else to keep in mind while I'm there?
Yes, during the interview, listen carefully and make sure you answer the questions they ask, not what you think they want to hear. Don't be afraid to take a moment and think before you respond. And always prepare a couple of thoughtful questions to ask at the end, like about the team dynamics or career growth within the company.
Good advice on asking questions. I hadn't thought much about that part. And once it's over, is there anything I should do?
Sending a follow-up email is a nice touch. It's professional to thank them for their time and briefly reiterate your interest in the position. Just keep it short and polite.
Thanks so much, Tom. This is super helpful. I feel a lot better about the whole process now.
Glad to help, Mike. You've got this. Just go in there and show them why you're the right fit. Wishing you the best.